Hello, I'm Meg Salyer, and I'd like to welcome you to the Ward 6 Council Show. Today I want to talk about a really important program and one that I'm actually directly involved with, and it's called ReMerge. It's a program that's being incubated currently by the United Way, but will launch into its own 501c3 in the next couple of months. So I have with us today Terri Woodland, who's the program director, executive director of the program, and Yvonne Estrada, who is a graduate of the very first ReMerge class. And so she's going to share a little bit about her story with us and let us know kind of how ReMerge was able to help her get back on her feet. So Terri, for our viewers' benefit, could you just share a little bit about the background, where ReMerge came from, how it was created, and what its kind of 3,000-foot goal is?
Sure. Thank you for having us. ReMerge really sort of came out of a House bill authored by Chris Steele, House Bill 2998. It was in 2010. And it mandated that public and private funds be blended to address the rate at which we incarcerate women in Oklahoma, specifically women with children.
Perfect.
So the bill really asked that we work primarily with mothers and also to keep those mothers in the community with their children instead of incarcerating them.
Now, Chris Steele is so passionate about this issue. I had a chance to be with him a week or so ago in Tulsa and talking about the Boys and Girls Club and the specific program they have working with children of incarcerated parents. And I didn't realize the statistic, but I think the number is something like 70% of children who have parents that are incarcerated end up being incarcerated themselves. And so the work that they're doing and the work that you're doing to try to stop this problem at the front end is incredibly important. So from this House bill, then, how do we go forward?
So then United Way, from that House bill, gathered together about 25 nonprofits in the community, and we started meeting every other week. And out of those meetings came the program. The program idea, we really wanted to focus on diversion, getting in on the front end before we incarcerate women, because, like you said, to impact the children most of all. And so we developed the program plan. We worked really hard. We came out with a booklet that describes what we do in each phase of the program. It's about a year-long program, 4 phases, and really it is intended to provide women the opportunity to turn their lives around and be successful and be productive citizens in our community.
Perfect. Well, we know we have one of those sitting right here with us. Yvonne, would you share a little teeny bit about your story and tell us how you found ReMerge?
Okay, well, I'm Yvonne Estrada, and I'm 36 years old, and I have 5 children. And how I found ReMerge, I think ReMerge found me.
Right.
One of the girls that I was in jail with kind of told me to ask for the ReMerge program when I would go to court. And I asked her what that was, and she said it was a brand new program that helps women with children, and they'll even let you keep your baby with you, because I have a 3-year-old, which was 1 at the time.
Wow.
So when I found out about it, I asked my public defender if I could qualify for the program, and he said that he would look into it. And at first I think I was denied, and then I asked him to talk to them, and he said that he personally knew, I think, Terri, and he would talk to her, and came back court date with my new public defender, which is Melissa, and she told me that I was accepted.
Wonderful.
So I got to go home with under the care of the ReMerge program.
So the direct consequence is that instead of going to jail, you become part of the ReMerge program, and you're enrolled in phase 1. And so Terri, tell us a little bit about what that phase 1 means.
Okay. Phase 1 is really a lot of supervision. We work really closely with the Department of Corrections, and when Yvonne came into the program, she was one of our first women into the program. We were putting ankle monitors on the women to really provide some structure and supervision during those first 90 days. We've since started partnering with First Step, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But that very first phase focuses on really stabilizing the women, getting them into some treatment, getting them in a safe, sober living environment. We don't reunite them with their children right away, which was a disappointment. And is a disappointment for the moms, because many of them have been away from their children for months. And so, but what we learned is that the moms really need to get healthy and stable before they're ready to have the children. So we typically wait until after the first phase to reunite them. But
Yvonne, were you in a situation where your children were in a safe environment while you weren't with them?
Well, they lived with my mom.
Okay.
And that was pretty safe for them.
Good.
You know, probably safer than what I had
Okay.
my little girl going through at the time. So, yeah, they were safe. She was safe. I just wanted to be with her.
Of course. But Terry's, I think, very right in this case that, we need to take care of ourselves sometimes before we can take care of other people or do the best job of taking care
And
of other
ultimately,
people.
it was true. It was a true fact. When Terri and I discussed the situation, she just wanted me to get adjusted in my environment, because I was in a sober living house also with people that I didn't know, that didn't know my baby, and she didn't know. So I kind of thought about it, and I got comfortable with the idea. Because it was a little bit stressful at first, being on ankle monitor, going to treatment every day, and then coming home and having to do chores and do other stuff. It wasn't like just being free.
Right.
I had to do some things, and I had to do some mind grounding with what I needed and what she needed and what was best for the both of us at the time. So what was best was for her to go ahead and stay with my mom for a little while until I could figure out what I was doing.
Perfect. So we move out of phase 1, and phase 2 is slightly less rigorous in terms of monitoring.
Slightly less rigorous if everything's gone well in phase 1, and of course the women are also drug tested by the Department of Corrections. They receive a lot of treatment. They go 5 days a week, and they receive individual and group, the substance abuse treatment. And then in phase 2, we do start sort of, we take the ankle monitor off, or they come out of First Step, but they're still in sober living housing. They can be reunited with their children in phase 2, if that's appropriate, and mom's ready and the children are ready. Every situation is different, but and the children are all different ages, so depending on if they're in school, or we like to just kind of individualize
And
that.
Terri, you partner with so many different organizations and agencies, so working with them to help find housing and provide housing that's affordable and available, working with education mentors and partners.
Right. We started as a collaborative because of that group of 25 agencies, and we really remain a true community collaborative. As you know, this community is amazing, coming together when there's a need, and surrounding that need, and really pitching in and helping out. People have been, I don't think I've ever called anyone and gotten a no. So
this is an area where there is such great need, and again, we see the statistics every day, and so to be able to jump in and try to create a solution. It's a small group that we're dealing with right now, and I do want to say that it hasn't been easy, and I know it hasn't been easy. Yvonne's a great success in that she was able to complete the program and graduate, and I want to talk, we have just a few minutes, but I want to talk about what your future looks like right now. But we also have worked with women in the program who haven't been so successful, and the consequences of that are that they end back up in prison.
Right.
So
we know that the program, even though it's good and it's intensive, will not work for everyone. We know that. But we think that it's a really good, solid program, that it's a long enough period of time that will give women an opportunity to really gain some skills and some stability, as well as parenting skills, and their children as well.
So Yvonne, are you working? Have you?
Right now I am a full-time volunteer at North Care.
Fabulous.
Yes.
And that's another one of your great partners. So we've got Oklahoma City Metro Alliance, and through their First Step program, we've got North Care that provides great counseling services and otherwise.
And I'm also certified to help teach RAP classes and TREP classes, and RAP is a Wellness and Recovery Action Plan. It's kind of like a class that helps you build structure to your daily living, and maybe teach how to do safety plans and you know, so that you don't relapse, or if you do relapse, what you do, so that you don't think that your world is all the way gone because of a relapse or because of a crisis.
Okay.
And then the TRIP is trauma recovery and power profiling. So it's just more like figuring out who you are, where you are, and what kind of solution you can come with to move forward.
So one of the great things about the program is the skill sets that you've developed going through this, not only for yourself to be able to cope, because we all have these moments where we do slip back, but secondly, to be able to provide those to others in need. And I just think that's a wonderful opportunity. We have just a quick little bit. Can you share with our audience some of the things that you need help with?
We really want the community to embrace this program, to embrace the idea that treatment works. You know, addiction is not a crime, it's an illness, and treatment works, and that the women that come out of our program are amazing. They're employable. We want them to get good jobs in the community. We want the community to mentor and support these women, because we all need that. We all need support and, you know, positive people in our lives that are cheering us on. So really want the community to support the idea of the program. And
so Terri, how people get in touch with you, how would they reach the program, or how would they reach out to help?
yeah, we are a program of United Way, and really the best way is to call me.
Okay.
And my cell phone is 613-1533, and that's really the best way to reach me.
Perfect. Say that number for me again.
It's 613-1533. You can also call the United Way of Central Oklahoma, because we are being incubated just currently for a few more months at that facility.
Well, there is so much more we could talk about. We don't have enough time today. I hope maybe you'll come back. I want to hear lots more success stories. I want to hear a full-time job, maybe in their same field and maybe in something else. But thank you both for being here and sharing today. This is a really worthwhile program, and anybody that's viewing that would like to be able to help, please get in touch with Terri. Thank you.
Thank you, Meg.
Thank you so much.